Okay.
Okay, would there be a motion to approve budget adjustments?
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none. Christie?
Jeff Myers,
Yes.
Bob Hoffman,
Yes.
Glenn Miller.
Yes. This resolution is approved.
I have to go to a funeral today at 11 o'clock. Dale Van Deelen passed away. That's Dave Van Deelen's brother, older brother.
Yeah, I did read, the obituary talked about, when they moved to Ridgeville,
Yeah,
he learned English.
yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah. Yeah, his mom and dad always spoke German.
Hey, what?
They always spoke German, his mom and dad. Yeah. His mom and my mom are first cousins.
Oh, really? Not that many years ago.
Oh.
No,
When I read that, I was really surprised.
he's my age, yeah. My sister, I had an older sister that was 3 years older than me, and she went to school first, and she had to learn English, and then I started to learn English, otherwise I spoke all German too. So that's all mom and dad talk.
Do you remember any?
Oh, yeah. I still talk German to a friend, but the neighborhood kid, they're John Storage, we always talk German together. Well, we don't carry on a conversation, huh?
Were you talking about people?
Yeah, we're talking about people. Well, sometimes there's words that we still remember in German that there's no good English word for it, and then you say it to and yeah.
It's much more descriptive.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's much more descriptive, so yeah.
When you're young, you remember the first words, you know?
Yeah. Okay. That's graded. Oh, put up.
Did that front gate finally fall off, or?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't in the best of shape.
No, it wasn't.
Long time.
Yeah. I think sometimes people got a hurry when they went through there or something.
Could be.
That's our money.
It's what?
Our money.
Oh.
So we're gonna start.
A payment, Brad came over yesterday,
Oh, okay.
afternoon. I started for lunch at noon, and what did I leave, 2:15?
Huh. That's typical.
Kind of comical, wasn't it? Yeah. Brad got permission to use money from his reserve fund
Okay.
to pay us
Oh, okay.
from Todd at ODOT.
Oh. So are they gonna keep up now that they got their money,
I
or?
don't think so.
Yeah. Well, Unless
Nobody still knows what happened.
they want another call, huh?
Yeah, that's on my list today, is to email the guy. Thank you.
Yeah.
So they got all the money they did?
Yeah. I told Brad, Christie come last Thursday, she asked about, these ACH that came to the treasurer's office, what is that?
Well, it looks like it says DOT on it. I wonder if that's it.
Just a quick ad, and came up with about 178, and that's the first I've really seen,
I've never.
the coding that comes.
Ours, like when we get the draws from Maumee Valley, it'll say, like, there's a lot of numbers, but you can see like the B's, C's, the different grant numbers. Some of those are really hard to, that's how I knew about that 43,000, Deb said it was ours, Deb Lord, and then Julie spoke up, she goes, no, that's our money, it said Tracy down, and then those numbers, it goes, you already gave it to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, would there be a motion to approve then and now?
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, Christie?
Jeff Myers,
Yes.
Bob Hudson,
Yes.
Glenn Miller.
Yes. Then and now is approved. Right back.
Wonder what our account, did you have a meeting today? You didn't, did you? Oh, the yesterday. Sometime. We can just do it through it.
Tomorrow, what's the one?
I think it was,
They may have a separate one, I'm not very sure.
I just wonder what the account was. Grandview County.
The big ones, we have Wednesday at 9.
I don't know, Paul has said, did you read where somebody passed away from COVID?
Yeah, I asked Nick about it. He said there's a guy, he's about 83. Or did you say that?
I only put that together,
Yeah.
the health department said an 80-year-old male,
Yeah.
just happens to be on a obituary in the paper today, got 83. I don't know.
Just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could or could not be.
Well, that-
In the obituary, it did say what happened.
I thought there was, and I don't know for sure, but I thought there was an older gentleman that had sometime in the last couple of months had contracted this.
Well, there was one,
Or was that a different one?
well, there was one, and this is just a story I heard from somebody who heard from somebody else, so I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
There was a gentleman, yeah, there was a gentleman, yeah, you read on the internet. There was a guy at Vancrest that passed away in his 80s, but it was natural, I mean, he had been sick for a while, he had other issues. When the family got the death certificate, it said COVID on there, and they said, no, he did not have COVID, because he was at Vancrest and they didn't have it in there. And so they went and questioned it, and they said, no, it was COVID. And so they got an attorney apparently, and said, no, we want that changed, we don't want that on there.
Yeah.
If it's not that, then we don't want that on there. So somebody was trying to slip one through there. But that's been a while back already. So I don't know if that's just finally now catching up, or if they finally decided, well, yeah, it
It sounded
was.
like it was in the last few days.
Okay, then this was before that. This gentleman passed away,
So
so.
was a press release? Trying to avoid it.
I was thinking she.
C would be, when was that wedding at Ridgeville? Last weekend? No, it was the weekend before.
It was the weekend before, it would have been
We could go Saturday.
Yeah.
about 10 days ago.
So if anybody got sick there, that should be starting to show up pretty soon.
Yeah. Okay, Kristen, we've got, another resolution with the Hudson family.
You want wanna give it to me, or you are gonna give it to him?
Whoever wants it.
Oh,
I can read it.
Yeah, he's gotta read it first. I thought you would get up to give it to me, and I'll meet you halfway.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. Some people meet me halfway.
Just try to be a nice guy.
This is how motion could be.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a resolution in the matter of utilizing the child, family, and adult community and protective services, 533, in parentheses, allocation for Child Protective Services, Henry County Department of Job and Family Services. Would there be a motion?
We'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, for discussion, resolve that the Board of Henry County Commissioners do hereby approve the utilization of $25,773.89 of the Child, Family, and Adult Community and Protective Services, 533 in parentheses, allocation for the Public Children's Services Agency known as PCSA. Activities to provide protective services to a child or adult as part of a response to a report of abuse, neglect, or exploitation without regard to income or need for a written application into support PCSA activities.
What that is they do draws down from the state, and there's extra money left in these accounts that they're not going to use, so they have to get a resolution to transfer it into that other account in order to use it for something else. Otherwise, it's go back to the state.
Okay. And occasionally we do that.
Yeah.
Usually like the end of
This has been the first,
fiscal year, it's usually.
this hasn't been the first time in a while, though.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, is there any additional discussion?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, hearing nothing. Kristen?
Jeff Myers?
Yes.
Bob Hoskett?
Yes.
Glenn Miller?
Yes, this resolution is approved. There are three originals.
Three originals. I was gonna tell Lindsay, you know why you have to do that,
Three different ones.
they gotta, save one, throw one away, and make a copy of the other one.
Those are three different resolutions. CD&E.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm following it now.
Okay, with the programmer?
It's three different accounts they're doing now. They're just cleaning up their numbers, what they're doing.
I just assumed that it was, okay, resolution D.
It was a little heavier, so I thought I'd slide better with you.
It did.
Uh-huh.
In the matter of transferring funds from Public Assistance Fund to Public Children's Services Agency Fund for prevention, retention, and contingency, PRC Services, Henry County Department of Jobs and Family Services. Will there be a motion?
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, the discussion is, find it right down. The Board of Henry County Commissioners do hereby authorize the transfer of fund from the Public Assistance Fund to the Public Children's Services Agency Fund for temporary assistance for needy family services for the period of April 2020 to June 2020 in the amount of $1,000. What is that?
What?
For $1,000.
PRC Services. Is that what you're talking about? They are taking it from PA, which is like food stamps and medical. So they had $1,000 left in that account, so they're transferring it into public PCSA.
Is this the end of
PRC Services being whatever they would use it for.
because they're on the state budget here, or the state
Yeah.
there, so they have.
Yeah. So that PRC is, what did it say? It was, prevention, retention,
Yeah.
and contingency. So it's, an account that's pretty flexible, isn't it?
PRC usually is not, no. But what they're doing is taking it from PA
Yeah,
to children's services, so they're taking it from one department to another. Years ago, you couldn't even do that, but now they let you.
no, there were, but also Shannon had said there were ways that you could get it done, it just,
This way,
then.
And you can only put them in certain, like, if you have this pot of money, you can only put it in certain pot.
Because I think
You can't just pick and choose.
remember early on, after she became director, she explained that, and there's no reason not to do it there.
Right, you don't understand. If it goes back to the state if you don't.
Yeah, and you can be penalized for not using your allocation, which is crazy, but we all know that's the government. Doesn't apply to Henry County though. All right, with that said, if there's no additional discussion or questions, Christie?
Jeff Myers?
Yes.
Bob Hosta?
Yes.
Tom Miller?
Yes. This resolution is approved. Must be a dead spot right now. We had, I don't remember what it was, I think it was like graphite, spray that we used with the printing company on surfaces, and you could take one sheet of paper and just. But we usually made sure sliding onto our paper card until it got to the airless. You're taking a lift of paper like this, and that's depending on the thickness of the paper, that and the size of the sheets, that weighed probably 150 pounds. So you needed all that. You could make to move it. Okay, we do have resolution E. It's in the matter of transferring funds from Public Assistance Fund to Public Children's Services Agency Fund for Kinship Caregiver Services with the Henry County Department of Jobs and Family Services. Will there be a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I was just getting ready. Whoa!
Wait, I was looking, I can't do two things at once here. I'll stop,
Just a second.
yeah.
Okay, for discussion, the Board of Henry County Commissioners do hereby authorize the transfer of funds from Public Assistance Fund to the Public Children's Services Agency Fund for reimbursement of temporary assistance for needy families, kinship caregiver expenditures in the amount of $720.86 for the period of April 2020 through June 2020. Okay, what's the?
KPIP is where a family member takes care of a child instead of going into foster care. So it's twice a year they get a payment. I think it's twice a year, 3 times. I don't remember.
They don't get very much, do they, for that?
I think 700 maybe the first time, and maybe 300 or 400
And the best place for a child is with family.
Family, yeah.
Joel?
Yeah, because usually it's grandchildren.
I can't find it.
Morning, Joel.
How are you?
Good, good.
Yeah, but if they went into, well, went into the foster system, the people that are taking care of that child are getting paid whatever the amount is. But yet, if your kin,
Yeah.
that's one of the things in this next biennium we want to see changed.
For family members.
Yeah, and I know that was on the list of the governors. They got more money sent this direction, but I think a lot of it went away.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure a lot of them will.
Also, just something. Okay, is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, Christie?
Jeff Myers?
Yes.
Bob Hosta?
Yes.
Glenn Miller?
Yes, this resolution is approved. Were notified yesterday by the State Public Defender's offices that their
So
reimbursement is down 70% now.
70%. But, on the bright side, the year 2020, the year 2020 was the highest we've ever paid. Duh, you're supposed to be paying 100% of it, you know, but we're up to 70 now, down to 70.
Well, that's what, 40
Oh, yeah.
for the 80?
It was emailed.
I think it was,
It averaged over a 10-year period, less than 29%.
yeah. It was lower, it was really low for a while.
But it was never, funds were there, it was never funded. Until, but that was that was the number one priority of the County Commissioners Association, was the indigent defense.
Yeah.
And, they figured out the smartest thing
I'll
to
go
do
further.
is come up with one big one and go at it. The next step with the indigent defense is to get it to 100%, but also turn it all over to the state of Ohio. The state public defender, Tim Young, he's one of the.
He's in favor of it, yeah.
Thinks it could be managed better, and at least the early discussion has been that, still the local judges would be able to
Pick and
select.
choose, yeah.
There would still be local attorneys used. And then, the next one is, probably for this next biennium will be, Board of Elections.
I'd like to get rid of that one,
Getting
yeah.
that turned over to,
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State. And then you can direct it away.
Yeah, right.
All right, that brings us to the end of our published agenda. Christie, do you have anything else?
Or 9:30? But nothing else, no.
And there are pins and needles over there. They were talking.
Who is naked?
Talking about something about.
You guys are scary.
Joel, I didn't help matters, or talk about, well, we got this 9:30. What 9:30? Yeah. That just got a little.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we did, we ordered some thermoscan units, and the first one came in. And it's one of them, it's like a small iPad.
Yeah,
And it's where you center your face.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have those out at Northwest State.
Right,
Yeah.
and we went out there,
I didn't know.
Bob and I
Yeah,
and Nick.
and Nick
We
went
went
out.
out there and talked to Kevin, and Mike Foreman was he wasn't
He's
sure.
usually sitting there.
Yeah, he wasn't sure he was gonna let us in the building. But it was.
So they're slick.
Yeah, and, they were telling, both Kevin and Mike were telling that, the downside of those where you have to center your face is, if it doesn't center right away, people have a tendency to move to try to get it, and it lags so far behind.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
We have some other, a 4 unit that's coming in that you walk up to and you can take it, head height,
Okay.
or down at the side for wrist, or somebody that's in a wheelchair, or a child.
That's nice.
Hopefully that will be in this week. And then for jobs and family, instead of having the screen, it's just another unit that you can hang on the wall and you can walk up to it.
Oh, without the visual part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they have them, because my daughter had started band camp yesterday, and she said they have them in the schools too, at Napoleon, at least they have the thermoscan.
So have they made any decisions on school yet? I mean.
They have not, none of the 4 have released anything.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
They're working together, the 4 of them, but.
Okay,
But now there's a new wrinkle in this, and it's
what's the new wrinkle?
with the mask deal.
Oh.
Which I think they were gonna pretty much require anyway, at least for staff and, you know,
Yeah.
because I had read, you know, everything they were gonna have to do, you know, which age was gonna be, you know, how old we're gonna be that you'd be exempt from it, except when we're in certain settings. You know, they had it all laid out, so. Shouldn't mess them up too much, I don't think.
No, they had, have you seen those face shields that hook on the bills of ball caps?
Yeah.
There's like 4 or 5, that is something I found fascinating on Facebook, is that I checked a couple of them, so now they just, all the ads that they have.
Yeah. Now that's all you get.
Yeah.
But they're really, it's interesting, the different shapes and what they've done. But, that looks like, those are, the one coming in, which might be to Chicago, Father's only $299.
Okay.
I would imagine if you buy, you know, you
Bulk.
buy 100
Yeah.
or 1,000, but,
Yeah, Elaine's going back to St. Augustine to teach again this year, and she said that they're buying all face shields for all the teachers and staff and things like that. And I don't know what ones they're using, but they were working on that, so.
my sister-in-law teaches over at PH.
Jen Lazenby
And,
is now in the conference.
hi Jen. Teresa told Paula that they had a choice of face mask, face shield, or something else.
Mm-hmm.
Or pull-up, you know.
Okay, yeah.
The bandana type.
Yeah.
And, she said, I gotta go with the face shield because my kids have to see.
Right.
And that's gonna be pretty, especially in the elementary
That's gonna be hard.
ages, that's gonna be,
They don't usually, from what the science says, they don't transmit as much, but you've got to be right up on them, and, you know, they don't know these kind of things to pull back.
no, exactly, it's gonna be really, different.
Morning, Joel.
Didn't I just see you in front of my office a little bit ago?
Yeah, the courthouse.
Okay.
Yep, I had to take something out.
I was talking to you.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, I know,
I'm sorry I'm a little bit tardy.
Someone's
Yeah.
presence,
Yeah.
somebody was.
I had a concerned citizen on the phone
Huh?
that I had to,
What check?
take care of first. Somebody was not happy.
I didn't know they were up there.
These are 2 packages that need your signatures on both sides.
Week sometime.
And
I think we're in a Thursday.
When we get started on the courthouse, Joe, we're going to hold, management contract meetings there, Rick's.
Oh, yeah, that's a good place.
Call
Call me, I'll come over.
I don't even have. I had a check, I had to go to Hawk. Okay.
She picked that one.
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Yeah, 'cause I brought that. Okay.
I wondered if they were still, I think they were done.
One for Bob. One for Glenn.
Where do you get special printer edition from?
Well, it's one of those that you have in my office. We had to pay extra money for that from Prairie Protect. For our insignia.
Nope, that's yours.
That's the ID complete version, Glenn.
Yeah. It's no longer magenta, it's just a straight line. So we're improving. We're improving. Okay. What I have presented to you is 2 different lists, as requested. One was a list of people that received no assistance, and another list of people that received some assistance. And the packages are all here.
Assistance as far as.
It's federal assistance, some loan, SBA, some special insurance, you name it. Yep, PPE, Payroll Protection Program. So we broke them down.
I'll start off with a couple comments. First, I'd like to thank all the people on the committee that helped out. It was a great learning curve. We have some things that we're going to have to redo round two, which I'm pretty sure we will. We'll have some improvements we have to do, but it was a great learning experience. So, with those few bumps, very happy. We had two packages that were withdrawn. One was from the Chamber, and one was from Darlene Steiner. We have two packages that submitted paperwork beyond the deadline imposed. And if those two packages are here, if you wish to review and continue, that is your decision. One was from Rocky LLC, and the other one's from Dr. Purcell. And his is a unique circumstance, and so we may be able to adjust it in round two, but right now, he didn't meet the requirements. So the committee has recommended that we don't fund that initially.
Okay.
And the last one was the Toji Corporation, which exceeded the $1 million revenue, and we put a limit at $1 million. So per our guidance, their package was withdrawn. Not that I was, trying to stop it or anything, but that's the answer.
Hold it in and pull Rocky out of here. Yeah. Yep, we gotta start and stop someplace.
Yep, so, what I've got for you is all the committee went through. These are the recommendations. Most of them asked for $5,000. Some of them didn't get quite $5,000 because if you look at their bills, they went all the way through August and they still didn't hit the $5,000 mark. So if they did not have funding or something to show the $5,000, then they got a little bit less than what they asked for, but they showed the bills to August. And there's only a couple of those. Most of them we gave everything that we asked for. Recommendations are from the committee. When you go through and review and say, yes, you approve, go forward, we'll have to get the grant application back from the prosecutor. They have it right now. They're reviewing it. I believe we should take that and the W-9.
Or the grant agreement.
The grant agreement.
Yeah.
The grant agreement and the W-9, and we should take it out to the businesses and explain everything to them. Okay? Hand it to them, let them review, explain the bills, make sure they understand what they're getting into and what we need. Have them sign that, bring it back, you sign the paperwork for the grant agreement, and then after you sign the paperwork with the grant agreement, then we go through the process of getting purchase orders. And then if you want to personally hand out checks or have someone personally hand out checks, or if you want to send them or however you want to handle it, that is a decision you need to make. I know some of the people on the grant committee should be willing to help. So I'm just passing on what they said. So these are here for you to review, discuss, whatever. And I have fulfilled my mission to get this, and I'll turn you over to the chairman of the committee to help walk through this. So Joel, and here's the sheets, here's the files.
I'm good, Tracy.
Okay.
Any questions from you guys? April's here too. Donnell from Deshler was on the committee, Jeff was on the committee. I'm just here with April to see if you guys have any questions on it at all, and throughout the thing.
Who is TOJI, T-O-J-I?
That is Dutchman Construction.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Or not West Oven, I'm sorry.
Toby Ernst.
Toby Fitzenreiter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
One of those Tobys.
Okay.
The committee really, as Tracy said, I think we learned a lot through this, process of what, for the next, hopefully next wave through this, what, we need to get down, and adequately share. And I was really pleased, when Tracy, came back during I mean, our biggest concern is that this is a local program. We want to help the local businesses, we want to help them through this whole process.
Right.
So when Tracy came back and said, they were more than happy to go out and talk directly with these, I mean, it's gonna make it easier for them on the collection process of bills and invoices and things on the other side. But, my biggest thing was that we'd all be knocking on doors saying, hey, you've gotta give $1,000 back because you didn't match what was in the paperwork. So, I think we all feel good about it. April, anything you wanna throw in there or add to it?
I think you covered it.
We just wanted to be here to see what questions you guys had through the process.
No, I think I think we have a fairly good handle on the need in the county.
Yeah, and CIC's surveying was key on this, I think, going into it, and things like that, so, I think it's been a good overall process. I mean, we probably spent, half a day, a little more than half a day doing it.
About that time.
We were there, yeah.
Yeah, because you had a couple hours before lunch.
And a lot of it was really discussing through, what this whole process meant, and, what we needed to do as a group, and.
The second round, I don't necessarily anticipate it taking that long.
No, I think we learned.
We learned a lot in this first round process, and I think when the second round comes, it's gonna be a lot more streamlined.
Right.
We've discovered the issues, and those will be mitigated when it comes time for round two. I don't expect that process to take as long as it did the first time.
And I wasn't really concerned about the amount of time it took anyway.
And on it, I thought we did a good thorough job. I really do.
So who do you guys think is gonna apply in second round?
Depending on what we put in there as the guidance on it, I think it could be any number of things, and, I think.
It's gonna be ceiling of employees and revenue.
Right.
Yeah,
in addition, I tried to see,
I think the word will get around too of what this was the first time through.
Yeah.
I think we'll get more people that will say, I could apply for that. Yeah, and that's all I have to do, that I think we'll see.
word of mouth will do a lot.
Yeah.
And Jen's on right now.
Hi, Jen.
And I think, Don Allen did a spectacular job, for Southern Henry County, going out and, physically knocking on doors and saying, hey, this money is for you guys. Get out there and do that, you'll see on the list that, that portion of the county is probably half representative of our businesses.
It's a good group of them there, yes.
Right, and that's great, so, but I think the word of mouth from these businesses and from, things like this will get around more, and that's really what we want to see. So I think that's what we'll see.
I think round two will be, there are several issues. There are townships that are probably gonna have money they wanna throw into it. There are some villages that'll have money they'll wanna throw into it. Just by me personally going talking to all the villages and townships, I know this for a fact. But they have not had a chance to act and get everything done, so they're still getting their funds and they're not quite ready. And the other portion of this too is really gonna depend on what happens in the next 2 or 3 weeks in the state of Ohio.
Absolutely.
And so we may have some more businesses having economic hardships due to changes in the health orders or the environment or all the different variables that you can throw it against the wall for COVID-19. And that may affect businesses that will affect, their bottom line. And if we open it up more, which I'm anticipating a little bit, depending how second round funding goes, once again, we'll have to have a discussion of how far we're going to open it up, into who, into what, and the whole 9 yards. I can't speculate until I see final numbers from the legislators, just being honest.
No, the House is meeting today and tomorrow, I believe.
We know those are.
But I think
The House has got one thing on the agenda.
But their sole agenda item is to, or there's two items. One, to oust the current Speaker of the House, and the second one is to, it looks like Bob Cupp has been
Sounds like it, yeah.
tapped to be the new Speaker of the House. So that would be, got a text last night from Jim.
I did too.
Did you?
I heard on the radio this morning what the
Yeah,
agenda was.
I appreciated that. And I know how Jim felt going in. He was not excited, and as it turned out, he was right. But I'm just kind of curious, did the federal investigation that had been going on before, while the current speaker was in office previously, and just kind of continued on?
How long has this been going on? in other words?
So when the board has a chance to review, please let me know if they approve the recommendations of the committee, and then I will get the paperwork done. And either you can have a commissioner sign for, approved by the board, or Jeff, or whoever, or you tell me to sign for you, whichever you prefer. I have W-9s ready to go. I will email Michael and Gwen asking where we are in the grant agreement. They've had it for a few days. I mean, I realize they're busy, so I don't even want to, but I'll send it to Michael. And other than that, the process, I think, was a success.
I do too.
Yeah, kudos to Tracy and Nick for following through a lot of this stuff, yeah.
And if, we were in preliminary discussions when April approached us about a possible funding program using, county infrastructure money. And
I'll save that for another, whatever you need.
As a, we'll save that. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, because if you go by the bare minimums of what I estimate for if you do it just by this local government funds, our share for the next round is gonna be right a little over 1.09 million, just the county share. So that isn't even touching the city and all this, so once again, as you know, we're planning already, phase 2. We're throwing stuff against the wall. We haven't got that far, but we started.
In different colors of driveways.
Hey, that's how we roll.
It's the unicorn over there. It is the true
There is a
unicorn.
process, there's a method.
They have not requested the, flavored ones yet.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, we don't
Scratching some ones.
Yeah.
Christie, yours was,
Jeff, what's,
No, I
so
just,
you were, so to kind of turn this over to you, what's your recommendation?
Nothing that hasn't already been said. I just want to say thank you to everybody that served on the committee. A special big thank you to Tracy and Nick for the hard work you put into the program. Thanks for Joe for serving as the chairman.
I didn't know I was until today, so.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You just tell everyone.
I get triple of the zero.
Congratulations.
I'm excited.
Number you want to choose.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you know, it
As
doesn't.
long as I know I will now be collecting that.
What would your recommendation be, Jeff? Should we, I know what my feelings are, what do you think, should we,
I recommend that we go along with the committee, the recommendations, and approve the first round for these applicants.
I agree.
I do too. I do too, because you guys put a lot of time and effort into it. That's just, why look at it again? And I did look at Lion Sheriff, I might look at it.
Well, that was one of the things I learned early on, from being on city council, as far as for committee. At least if the committees didn't want to deal with it, they could just take it to council.
Yeah.
But when the committee spent the time and came back with a recommendation.
Yeah. I trusted it, we had good
I do
eyes
too.
looking at it, I'm not concerned.
We pretty well vetted the process and learned more about, how we can fine tune that for the next round.
this is a good thing. There's a lot of negative right now in a lot of places, and this is something positive
Well,
for our
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got, 39 businesses here
Mhm.
that have taken advantage of this, throw some money out there for them.
I think it's gonna hit the population that you targeted at first. just being honest.
Christie, we'll need a resolution to do this. But I would entertain a motion to approve the Henry County Small Business Grant Application Program, those that have been approved by the committee as presented, and that we can continue on with the process, getting the grant agreement out, and get some money into the hands of our grantees.
Yep.
Would there be a motion?
All right, we'll make that motion.
I would second that.
Okay, further discussion. The total, at this point, will be around $172,516.45.
Don't ask me how we got it.
So we came, we had an unofficial goal of 200,000, and we're willing to set aside 200,000. I think we came pretty close.
Yeah.
We came pretty close. So
It's a good
with that, could you make a motion, guys?
I did.
And I seconded it, yes.
Just want to start
On the
going
record, yes, yeah.
That falls under additional discussion, and you and I will have a discussion later.
That's right. Yeah.
With that said, Christie?
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Bob Costa.
Yes.
Bud Miller.
Yes, this resolution is approved. And again, for April and Joel, we appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to everybody on the committee.
At the best of this whole COVID thing, it's just, it would be nice to have some things that are solid, but things keep changing on us. This is, I think, one thing, Nick, is one thing that's very positive. This is a solid thing.
Just to update you on other things real quick, because I know Bob has to do some stuff. Marana has requested our assistance for getting computers, and Lisa and Deschler has asked us to visit with Chris. They're looking maybe to join our system with our current server. So we're going down to talk to her about that and see how that works. Eventually, we'll have to have a discussion about the hospital council and their answer to their email that I sent. Just I want to remind you of things on the list. Obviously, the Zoom rooms for the courts potentially, what we were discussing. Then that way, Nick and I can work on the PA. We'll get that going here shortly. The other issue is, eventually I'd like to discuss the computers. And we had a brief discussion yesterday with you about that.
The balance of the computer.
Yeah, we need to work that out sometime yet, so come over, we'll do some more fact finding and calling. Then we got some other things to do with one of the potential projects. And the truck, real quick, and then I have one thing for both of you. Chris is investigating the email event. How's that?
Yeah.
To try and find out or ascertain if it's true or false. But I will tell you this, I did find that the individual used 2 different email accounts from there. So they're looking into that, just so you know. And the last part, I haven't sent an email, but in the next round, I do believe that I want to address non-profs, but I don't want to address non-profs in a fundraising capability, because that is not a COVID-19 related event, in my opinion. I realize I can't raise funds, but I can't use CARES Act to help them. But you two are in a unique circumstance, because you're assisting the county in fulfilling its mission through the COVID-19. So, it will be addressed in the next round. And everybody loves me this morning. Because they knew I was in here.
Yeah, Tracy's got the money. I thought Tracy's got the money.
We have, for Joel and April, the program that we put together, which we also borrowed part from CSC, part from Hamilton County. Commissioner Dreehouse and I serve on the County Commissioners Association board, and their program ended in May, since they got their money early. Since they're one of the smaller counties, they got their money first. But, this is just taking that program and made it work for a smaller county. We provided it to CCAO. We got a call from Fulton County yesterday. How did you do this? Can we do this? I said, yes. Well, how did we miss it? This guy, you know Billy Rimmer?
Yep.
He was there. Okay. Which our conversation got interrupted because he was at Tiny to pick up his lunch. Just a minute over here.
But Wood County has also taken everything we did.
And they've already had a couple, press releases, I think.
I know.
Wade's the guy who I've been working with, who's been emailing me, and
He's their economic development guy, I think he's near one of them.
Yeah, he is. I think.
Because I know that through one of our applications, they had talked to Wood County about it, because they have a location over in Wood County too, and they were wondering about that. So Wood County was asking me questions, and I referred them on to you guys.
yeah, I emailed him everything so far. He even has a grant agreement, he has all the source documents, he has everything. Now, he doesn't have the revisions the learning stuff that we learned, so I think it's only fair that he has the same,
Let's help us.
the same help.
I know,
Growing pains.
I saw Auglaze look really familiar to the Hamilton one. I saw their chamber had put out a press release that Auglaze is doing much of the very same.
Shelby County did it.
Okay.
So I don't know all, it will be, I think it'll email CCAO this week to find out, or today to find out, okay, what counties have done something.
Makes sense.
So, again, really appreciate it.
Do you want
Thanks to you guys for.
Kind of nice to be on the ground floor of this and watch it grow and see other counties that want to do this.
Do you want to have a commissioner sign the paperwork, or do you want me to sign for you?
Why don't you go ahead?
Okay. Do you want to do it over there, or do you want to do it in here?
I'll do it over there.
Okay.
Anything else you need from us?
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, Joel.
See ya.
Cool.
Get out of here.
Thank you, Bill.
Anything else while we're there? No?
I'm ready for my other discussion.
Okay, I'm not sure what that's all about, but okay.
I knew it'd be something.
having trouble now?
Yeah. May not be today, yeah. May not.
I'm sure you'll think of something over there and just give it.
Hey, Bob, do you have anything else?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
No.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Jeff, you have anything else?
Oh, you know, just about last night, just for,
I want to do this yet.
I did attend the planning commission and the city council meetings on the new tenant coming next door in the old Walmart. So I did express our concern, I just wanted it on the record, we can express our concerns about the noise and the vibration. And they do have in their contract that they can't be more than 60 decibels, which I don't know what that means. But, and they assured me there were no vibrations from the machines, so that part's not in the contract. But,
These will probably be more likely to be like sewing machines or.
yeah, the big sewing machines, that's what
Big
they're
sewing
saying, yeah.
Yeah, and cutters.
And cutters.
They're gonna make the good masks, the big N95s, you know, so, and eventually gloves, so.
Has left the conference.
That's good.
Last night.
No, Brian was on the Zoom,
Yeah.
but that was all, so, got voted unanimous from the committee and planning commission and the city council.
Okay.
How many, you said 400 employees, I assume that's going to.
Starting out 200, and eventually, if they get the gloves doing now, they have to be 400 to 500 employees, that's what it said in the paper today.
So are they,
2 shifts, yep.
are they gonna start refurbing this building then, or didn't
Now they
they?
wanna start right now.
Right now.
And they expect 60 days, 90 days to start.
Okay.
We may need to have a conversation with them running semis in behind our buildings. Because one of the issues we have is we may need to get the city in here to help us raise some fiber. Because we've taken, there's a fiber run
Oh, back there.
back there.
Yeah.
Plus, the asphalt's not in very good shape.
No. See, if we, of course, we're gonna grind the asphalt though, aren't we? When we do or?
Yeah, well, when we grind it, there's not gonna be, I bet there's going to be nothing left.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm figuring, yeah.
Plus, if they're coming in enough. How many cars will this parking lot hold their section? I would think 400.
If you're talking shift change, you're talking, yeah, probably 800 cars that could be out there at the most.
Oh. But I just can't see them putting 400, or, even 200 people
In that space.
in that space. It's,
I wonder whether that means, they might run 3 shifts, who knows?
3 shifts, yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
What they're gonna do.
Yeah, that's right. That's true, so they won't be all
Yeah,
the time.
there we go.
You're talking maybe 200 on a shift.
Yeah. Well,
That's even a lot for that building, 200.
200 people in there?
plus machines.
And the
Plus machines, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Are they
So-
buying the building then, or
I believe so, yeah.
are they?
Yeah.
Good. That's good. It's income tax for the city. That's one good thing.
They could have used our parking lot. They could have used our parking lot.
But then when food vendors come out here, we have to stand in line instead of just walk out and get it. Because there'll be food trucks coming, and if there's that many people out here, watch. Which, that's all right.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it will be different.
Yeah.
That takes care of one future plan.
Yeah. That was gonna fly anyhow, so.
The thought was good. I'll have to tell you about
Yeah,
this sometime, Jeff, but, yeah. But it's,
Never worked that headache, why not?
but it's something, now that,
Coming up again.
and I don't think it's going to, affect us in the next 4 years, but it's going to be something that maybe we need to begin to discuss is when the Supreme Court says that we have to go to a single-use facility at the courthouse, that is a courthouse. So you can keep clerk of courts in there, probation, prosecutor, any court-related functions, so the recorder, mapping, treasurer, auditor,
They gotta go.
they would have to come out. Where do we go, what do we do?
We got a little property sitting right up there, yeah, we can build on there.
Yeah, it could even, if you needed to do a, multi-story, that could be Henry County East.
Yeah.
It's a beast. Our
East of the, that's east
Does
of
that
west.
funding?
What's that?
Does that mandate come with funding?
I doubt it. There is, I sent it to Tracy yesterday, $6 million in criminal justice money that's available.
I saw that.
That just came out.
Yeah, I saw that. Was it in an email yesterday?
Yeah.
It must have been, I read the emails yesterday.
I don't remember what it could be used for.
Yeah.
I'll look at it now.
Yeah, I have to look at that email again. They talked about something with the courts, so wasn't it? I don't know.
Something with funding, I went through, I'm gonna ask for an executive session to discuss security. Would there be a motion?
I'll make that motion.
A second.
What time do you need to leave, Tom?
10:15, before 10:20. I just gotta be at Ridgeville by 10:30, 10:35.
Council Myers?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we're in executive session at 10:03 a.m.
We need,
Newtown? For Newtown?
Yeah. Oops. I was gonna hit the red button.
Yeah.
Disconnect.
Disconnect. You have to turn that back on to, I don't know if there's anybody on there, but.
Okay, executive session is adjourned at